So for this next breakdown, I picked Emmitt Finnie's goal against Calgary just the other night, and this is a really incredible passing play by Detroit here. It goes to show just what kind of a season he's having, a rookie year. He's made a real big impact on that hockey club, and uh, for a young guy to do that, to have over, I think he has a dozen goals now, have over 10 goals, to have that impact, to play in all areas of the ice. It's really impressive, but we'll get into it here. So you'll see, does a good job of driving those D back. Raymond makes a really good play, and Gustafsson just an incredible play, which we'll get into it more in depth. But what I really like here, to paint a little bit of a picture, they're Detroit's coming off a penalty kill. They have a big kill in the game, tied 1-1 game, and at the beginning of the game. It's being served by James Van Riemsdyk, JVR, but I really like the play that he makes coming out of the box. But you see here that they're going back for pucks. They're getting the first touch, something that we've talked about. Raymond here does a good job of creating a wall battle, relieves a little bit of pressure, and a great pass up the wall. And I'll back that up here, but you'll see JVR coming into the screen, but he's got pressure. And I played for a coach a long time ago, Terry Murray, and he always talked about forwards where they have one of the easier D zone coverages and the easier positions in the game, except for 5 times a night. And that's not to minimize being a winger. That's a really difficult position, but it really does a good job of showing, like, the 5 times a night that they have pressure. They have to make a play on the wall. We've talked about in these breakdowns that the areas inside each blue line, especially in your own end, that makes or breaks hockey games. Those are such big plays, and as a young winger, I had talked to some of the young guys coming up, and it was always my word of advice, because I had seen so many guys go through it in my younger days in LA. But as a winger, you have to be reliable on the wall, and if you can do that, it just goes so long in creating confidence. That the coach believes in you, that he trusts you to put you out there in such a critical area of the ice. But we'll back it up again. But as you see, Van Riemsdyk comes in, and he just gets this really nice touch play and puts it right on Emmitt Finnie's stick. Really difficult. You see he's under pressure, but that's what a veteran player does, and that's something JVR has been doing for a really long time. But you also look at Emmitt Finnie. He's in the right spot. He's in a good position. He's available. He's staying low. He was kind of, if we back up that just a little bit there, he's hesitating. He sees that there's a little bit of time to make a play, but he recognizes that, so he kind of stops his skating. He slows down, so he's available. Does a great job here. And I really like his zone entry. It's he sees that it's a 2-on-3 really, and so you have to, sometimes if you skate away from a defender, it's easy for him to take an angle. He can sort of dictate where you go, but he does a good job of driving right in between these two defensemen, and that puts them in a tough spot. That forces them to make a decision. That forces them, and you see here, you can throw a blanket over these 3 defenders, that he's taking these guys, he's drawing them in, which is opening up space around him. So he does that. He kicks it out to a stationary player. I talked in the last breakdown with for a power play entry. This is with Kopitar's goal, but this is very similar in that, joining the play. It's that second wave of attack that's so crucial and can make a huge difference in offensive opportunities. The fact that it goes through his legs, and he doesn't dust this off, where it's almost this one-touch backhand pass. Really, really incredible. And a great job also by Emmitt Finnie. He drives through, he finishes his route, he goes to the net front in hopes that it'll come back to him. He goes to the right areas, and then he's rewarded. Here's another view. This is when JVR gets out of the box. Here's the puck over here, and they're going to make that pass up the wall. Makes a great play, and you can see it unfold. A little bit of a different angle here. Here's a slow-mo entry from a different angle that, he draws those defenders in towards him, opens up space for Raymond along the wall. coming in. And here's a little bit of that slow-mo, worth backing up, goes between his legs, doesn't dust it off, and then is able to put a backhand pass backside through a triangle. Just an incredible play, a great finish by Emmitt, Finnie, and why the Detroit Red Wings are having such a great season.